Hello everyone, my name is Garrett O'Camber, and this is just a rant video about what could have possibly been one of the most interesting and amazing games for a long time. One of the more original concepts based off of an older game, and by older I mean only by a year or so. This is Pixark, and this is a rant about why you shouldn't get Pixark. Now, I'm not one to tell people what games they should and should not get. I'm only going to give you my opinion. And after playing this game for 34 hours, that's a few days at a time, 34 hours of playing this game, I've had nothing but the same experience playing it. Playing legitimate, too. Not even an ounce of trying to get ahead by spawning in items and things like that. There was only one circumstance where I felt it necessary to actually use a code, and that was after the series that you're seeing here. We were setting up our own server, and something happened that was completely a game glitch in itself. I chose to use God mode to get to an area. Outside of that, the game itself is nigh impossible to reasonably have a good time playing. Why? Here are the reasons why. If you've played Ark at all, if you've played the base game of Ark, you'll notice that the game and the creatures, there's no AI. There is none. They follow very simple commands, i.e. predators attack other animals. Depending on the grade of the creature, those predators may or may not decide to mess with that animal. So they're not, raptors are not going to pick a fight with a T-Rex unless they accidentally tag it trying to chase something else. They're not just going to fight it. Players are considered prey, so raptors naturally go for you. Same with a T-Rex. T-Rex will go for you. The game also factors in when the player is at their worst. So if you happen to be injured, a creature that would still attack you, but requires a specific amount of distance to attack you, will actually sense you from a mile away. At no point do they actually address this in the game. They don't talk about it. They don't say, hey, by the way, creatures can smell blood in the water? That's not a feature. They don't talk about that. But it clearly happens. So everything around you in an invisible, geosphere will just pincer you and kill you. This leads to a lot of frustration and problems, but that's just one problem with the game, because animals don't have AI. That includes your animals. In fact, tamed animals are naturally stupider, and they don't last as long. It doesn't matter how strong your tamed creature is. The game will find a way to screw you. I once had a T-Rex or a Spino. Actually, both. It happened on different dinosaurs. I had two Gigas that killed themselves because they decided to jump into the water rather than follow me in a straight line. And this was before they made Gigas be able to swim better. Gigas couldn't swim, so they sunk. They sunk, and they would sink, and then there was ice, so they couldn't get back up. They couldn't turn around. They couldn't get back up. I couldn't mount them and tell them, hey, get out of there. They just drowned. Nothing I could do. Twice. It happened twice. So then on top of that, your animals are naturally less able to survive. And I'm telling you, why does this matter? Why does this video even matter? Because as of today, I've decided to take probably an almost permanent hiatus from this game. There is still recorded footage, and it's still going to go up, but it's going to end abruptly. And I was planning on featuring, the server that I was playing on, that we were going to construct some cool stuff and have new adventures and things like that. And it's going to be a less stressful experience. I thought, no, I have ended up absolutely despising Pixark. And I hate to say that, because I thought this was going to be one of the... Oh god, I'm just frothing poison right now. I hate it. I thought this was going to be one of the most amazing experiences. I thought this game had something special. I thought they'd learned their lesson. I thought that Wildcard Studios and Snail Games had learned their lesson from the past two games. Ark has proven to be a rage-inducing game. Dark and Light has proven to be a rage-inducing game. From the moment you spawn in Dark and Light, you're beset upon by shadow cats, who, by the way, will guarantee stick you in place because their nape of their neck goes through your player model, and you can't run. They literally pin you in place with their model. This shows you the poorest use of assets of any game I've ever seen in recent years that even tries to be next gen, that tries to be beautiful and gorgeous. And the same problem that I just talked about there exists in Pixark as well, because there are Shadow Cats, and they will do the same thing. They have the same model, the same collision as the Dark and Light Cats. They will stick you in place and kill you. Werewolves do the same thing. They will literally pin you in place and kill you. Triceratops pin you in place and kill you. If they don't knock you back, you're lucky if they knock you back. You're saying, oh, play smart, you know? I played smart today. I tamed a Pegasus naturally. And what you just saw there, that caused me to rage this series. I'm spoiling the end of it because I hate the game. I hate the game. I hate the game. You need to know. I died in midair riding that griffin. If you die in midair, you lose everything. All your items. And I didn't even notice it. I was playing it and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just go back and get my shit. No. You don't get everything back. You don't. You get the stuff. You get the bare minimum of stuff that was in your inventory. You do not get all the rare, valuable items that you already know from playing Pixark will stay in your hotbar. They're supposed to stay in your hotbar, your toolbar there. You're supposed to be able to keep your rare, valuable shit that you need. You know, your Mastercraft pickaxe, your Mastercraft bow, Journeyman spear you picked up. All that stuff vanishes if you die in midair. Doesn't even drop. Doesn't drop on the ground. Same thing happened to me again today as I was playing this game alone on our private server. So, yeah. I had a Pegasus just now. A couple minutes ago. I had a Pegasus. Pretty awesome animal. And it got itself killed. It decided on passive to change to aggressive. Didn't touch anything. I was chopping a tree. I was chopping a tree only an inch away, and it decided to run towards the Sarco at full fucking speed and start hammering the shit out of it on passive. Passive, for those of you who don't play the game, passive means your creature cannot defend itself and cannot attack. It decided to attack. It decided to change to neutral or aggressive or whatever the fuck it transformed into. It decided suddenly to disobey me. It was still tamed. It was tame. I had just tamed it an hour before. Beautiful creature. Rare. I was so proud of myself. It was a high level. Kills itself on the Sarco. Then the Sarco tries to kill me. I had previously lost a gargoyle. Level 61? Level 61. I think it was level 61 or 62, but I'm going to go with 61 because it's the last level I remember putting into it. Again, gargoyle didn't die, but it did something unexpected, and this shows the unpolished nature of both the Pixark game and any game that Snail and Wildcard Studios has ever developed. And I hate Froth Poison about it. I really do. I didn't think I would get this upset about a game's mechanics until now. It's like you look back and you realize that is a really bad game. And I like it, and I want to like it, but I hate it. I hate it, and I hate it so much. I have literally uninstalled this game as of tonight. I've literally uninstalled it. You will not see many more videos of Pixark. Heck, you might not see many more videos of Ark or Dark and Light for a very long time, and it's because it's affecting my wellness. It's making me very angry, and I didn't think a game would affect me this way. But I lost a gargoyle earlier, and I died to cold on the gargoyle, so I was midair. So not only did I lose everything on my hotbar and all my equipped clothing, I lost the gargoyle too. It was full health, it was fine, there was no enemies nearby. Gargoyle didn't die, didn't get the notification that it died, it just ceased to exist. Gone. Absolutely gone. Just poop, gone. Just fucking gone. So, I had to grit and bear it, and then I told myself I was going to get a Pegasus. I was like, I'm going to go for something bigger. I'm going to get something amazing. And I ended up getting a Pegasus. My friend Bane was there. You know, he was listening. He helped me out get some stuff to keep warm by a fire. I kept dying as I was taming this thing because it was so cold, because the temperature, there's no gauge on actual temperature in the game. It tells you what it thinks the temperature is. Let me tell you a secret. It doesn't matter what the game tells you. They're different grades, and you either go from having full fur armor and a roaring fire, or 2 roaring fires, or a torch in your hand at the same time, and you'll still die, to, oh, it's cold, but it's not that cold. You can be naked in this cold, snowy climate. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense. This never made sense. It's the same thing with Ark. You're on a mountain, and one moment it's fine, and the next minute it's colder than you could ever possibly survive, even if you put points in fortitude or not. The game decides if you live or die. Every time I was taming this, every second, I had to watch the Pegasus, because tons of creatures would spawn in around me with the sole intention of killing my Pegasus. Ghost wolves, dire wolves, Gigantopithecus kept coming in, and they kept pathing towards me. Now, if you're not familiar with the Gigantopithecus, it's passive until you get close to it, or it gets close to you, and then it freaks out and kills everything in the nearest area. So I had to keep riding the gargoyle that I had, the surviving gargoyle I had, to get away. A very low-level gargoyle that I was going to replace with a high one, who almost died in that endeavor too, because of reapers and ghost wolves constantly harassing me and threatening to kill the Pegasus I was trying to tame. I eventually tamed the Pegasus after many hours of dying and respawning on bedrolls, running out of leather, nearly losing my last surviving mount. Earlier in the day, I lost pretty much all the base's animals because a shadow wyvern decided to just dive down into... We're in the safe zone, so nothing's supposed to attack anything. Apparently, shadow dragons are not applicable. Dives down from the heavens from no reason, blows up all of our pterodons, blows up all the other creatures that are outside the base. Unbelievable stuff. The AI is so selective. It's incredibly dumb if you tame something, and it's incredibly vicious if it's just there. So this game has proven to really test my patience. I am so done with Pixark, and I can't recommend it. I can't recommend it to anyone because all you will encounter is a condensed version of Ark. But all the rage is still there. In fact, the rage can be worse because there's a fundamental flaw, and we addressed it a few times. Probably not, it doesn't get the attention it deserves in this series. We addressed it a few times that the player has to jump block by block by block. You can't just run up blocks. This makes you slower than you'd expect. It's like old Minecraft where you have to jump up blocks. All the animals and all the creatures in the world do not have to jump up blocks. They can race across them at full speed. What does this equate to? Well, there's naturally faster creatures than the player. Werewolves are faster than the player. Wolves are faster than the player. Shadowcats are faster than the player. Cyclops, rock elementals are faster than the player. All these other creatures are faster than the player. You can't put any points in speed. I don't know what genius thought of that, but let me tell you something. Everybody moves at the same speed on foot, especially when there's blocks. You have to jump up or down them. Or you have to be careful not jumping off too many blocks, because apparently a 4-block radius can kill you instantly whenever it feels like it. Try jumping off your pterodon 4 blocks off the ground. You'll die instantly. Oh, God forbid you jump off a ledge 4 blocks off your house. You might survive for some reason, and then do it again and you'll die. Even when you're at full health. Doesn't make any sense. Game is selective. Poor coding. It's just... I don't want to hate the game because I want to like it. Ark gave me and many people an experience with dinosaurs and a living ecosystem. The ecosystem isn't actually living, it's just a disguise. Even so, best dinosaur game you'll get. Better than the Stomping Lands. It wasn't a cash grab, it was actually a fair attempt at a dinosaur game. And unfortunately, that fair attempt is fraught with problems. This is a complete rant video. I realize that. I'm fully aware of this. This is my opinion. What I have seen, what I have tested with the game, has ultimately led to me uninstalling the shit out of it. The 34 hours or so, I've seen everything there is to see in the game. And that's constant death and disappointment. When you think you're getting ahead, the game will do something stupid, like causing a mass migration of all the werewolves on the server to the safe zone, who will then threaten every animal you have not been able to get a saddle on and get indoors. That is happening right now as we speak, and I expect to hear from my friends that they have all been slaughtered. Because even though creatures are in a safe zone, enemy creatures can still attack your creatures in a safe zone. As per the Wyvern, for example. I've been chased, I've been murdered, I've lost so many items. There is no progression at that point. And we spawned in a pretty good location too. Like, the spawn area was pretty decent. It was well stocked. There was water barriers. Most creatures don't technically go out into the water. Their AI tells them don't do that, except when they're fair weather. I tested this by getting one of my injured animals to sit in the middle of the base. I'd just taken it back, it got injured, and I was curious what would happen if I brought it just an ounce closer to the river. Sure enough, way the frick across. We're talking probably over 120 blocks, 130 blocks radius from the nearest biome across the river. Raptors migrated in a straight line towards my animal. I have never been so satisfied and disappointed in the results before in my life. Satisfied that I in fact tested that the game tries to kill you off or kill off what you own based on a need system. You need this animal. Game hates you for it. Game tries to end you. Disappointed because I was correct in being satisfied. Ironic, isn't it? I'm done with the game. I'm done for a very long time, and I hate to do that because one of my best friends in the world, somebody that I appreciate so much, had just bought the game and set up a server for us, and now she is gonna have to play alone for a while because the game is hurting me physically. It's coming to a level where I've got like this pain in the back of my throat. It's when you're so angry and you almost just die. Everything inside you tightens up and you just want to rip out your own innards. I am literally fuming mad at Pixark. I'm so mad at it. I'm so mad at it. I can't go anywhere in the game. And it makes me want to cheat just to get anywhere, and I told myself I wasn't. So to prevent that, I have uninstalled the game. To prevent my sanity from being lost anymore, I have uninstalled the game. And I'm sorry that I wasted 18 minutes of your time talking about the reasons I now despise Pixark. But I felt it was a good use of my time to warn you. Because if you're thinking about getting Pixark, it is not the game it appears to be on the surface. And for someone like me, who could potentially get beaten down into submission and get so angry, and then just keep rolling into anger, you should probably avoid it. If you rage from Minecraft, from the slightest thing, don't play this game. Don't do that to yourself. No matter what you see on other people's videos, no matter what people tell you, the game is secretly evil. And it's going to hurt you. And there are people who like to have a challenge. And is it a challenging game? Because it's broken, yes, it is a challenging game. It is very hard to do anything. When we first got the server running, we were traveling via raft, and a griffin just came out of nowhere and one-shotted us. Yeah, that was fun. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but the game is bad. The game is bad. It's bad because it's unpolished. Snail and Wildcard did not learn anything new. They ported the same mechanics from Ark and Dark and Light and put them into one game, Didn't change a thing. Did not change a thing. The appearance of it being voxels, that's it. They just changed the appearance. It's the same game. It's just so much more difficult because you've added both mechanics in, and you've given the player a disadvantage when it comes to movement. By default, out of the gate, there is no way to resolve it. There are no climbing shoes. You can't just run. And even if they added climbing shoes, it wouldn't matter because you'd still have to craft them to basically perform well. At least in Ark and Dying Light, you have the ability to run. You have the ability to run. You can't do that in this game. You try to run, there's going to be a block ahead of you or below you. And sometimes below is worse than up. Because you die from gravity half the time. There's no concept of what's going to kill you and what won't kill you. There's plants that slow you down. And they only seem to spawn in when there's a lot of predators nearby. So they'll shoot you and you get slowed down. There's another plant that'll level your health with one shot too. That one's, I think that's probably worse because 2 shots kills you. 1 shot gets you just at that sweet spot that anything can one-shot you. If a dodo went rabid, it would kill your player. I could go on for hours. I'm going to end this video. I'm so angry at a Pixark, and I will not be playing it for any amount of time anytime soon. I need a break from Pixark. Anyways, the good news is there's plenty of good games coming out. I hope good games coming out that I'm going to be covering, and we got more Oblivion. I got to actually film more. I'm running towards the end of what I pre-recorded. I hope you're enjoying that series at the very least, and as this month ends, we may end up seeing more Skyrim at some point, which would be cool, because I've given the game a break, and I didn't take a break from that game because of raging. I took a break because I've been playing it for a long time. It was almost like a full year. And this is not a one-game channel, this is a variety channel. And there's a lot of games. I want to continue Dynasty Warriors 9 again as well. It's something I'm excited to get back into. And yeah, let's look forward to State of Decay pretty soon, because that's the big one. That's the big one. I'll see you all later. Thank you for watching. What do you have to comment about this? Like, I want to know what people think about Pixark. If you've played it, tell me your worst experience. Tell me what you didn't like about Pixark, what you think the devs could improve upon. Let's start a discussion here, because I think there's a lot they need to change, a lot they need to improve upon, and as one man's opinion, the game stinks. I'll see you later.